Yo, what's good? It's your boy B-Dell. Today I'm going to give an extensive breakdown on the fall of America and how it's conducive to these diabolical inoculation shots and the United States no longer being a corporation. So with all that shit being said, when you look at the grand scheme of everything, this tyrannical imperialistic system has reached its mandated cap by having predominant authority over melanated people all over the planet. Because when you understand the inception of human creation, you will know that black people are indigenous to every geographical landmass on the planet, but lost everything due to colonization. And in that process of colonization is what created a monetary capitalistic system, which is the foundation of the matrix, which is an amalgamation of secret syndicate governments that's controlled by the aristocracy through the Euphrastruct system of the Vatican Church, the British monarchy system, the Federal Reserve, which is connected to the United States Corporation, and Wall Street. Now, what you got to understand is that all those afflictional pillars of society is what's, controlled by the Saturn moon matrix, because the frequency of Saturn and the moon reverse the polarity of the sun and the planet, which basically keeps you bounded on the frequency of time, right? So as I was talking about in my last video, we were talking about the metamorphic shift, and that metamorphic shift is predicated upon the equinox. It's basically a compilation of years, which is 24,000 years, and I'm going to give you a visual aid of it. Hold on. Let me get it right. Now you got the equinox. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is you got the sun cycle, the lunar cycle, and we're in the last sun cycle, which is basically the personification of the Aquarian age, to where, you know what I'm saying, everything on the planet, has a metamorphic shift. So therefore, everything that was, created in the third dimension is going to phase out. That's why about a month and a half ago, there was an article that put out that said that the moon was wobbling, which is basically the symbology of the fact that the lunar cycle is phasing out. So that's why you got all these cataclysms happening on the planet right now. But what you got to understand is as we're going from a third dimension, fourth dimension to the fifth dimension, the Schumann resonance and the plasma energy on the planet is going to raise up. So meaning that everything in the system, as far as the United States Corporation and the matrix in itself, all these things that was, that was built on the illusionary world and a contrived reality, all these things have an expiration date, because, these Luciferians, the Draconians, these reptilians, they have a galactic contract with the Galactic Federation, who are the Anunnaki. And, there's a lot of books and a lot of publications talking about, the return of the Anunnaki and stuff like that, because all those theological prophecies are in alignment with everything, as far as the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Egyptian Book of Life, the Book of Enoch. They mention Elihun and Planet Risk, the 19th on the 19th galaxy. They mention that in the Holy Quran. You know what I'm saying? There's an amalgamation of, theological prophecies that's in alignment with everything that's going on right now, as they talking about Nibiru entering the solar system, because they circumnavigate the planet every 3,600 years. So what I'm saying is, as Nibiru, the Anunnaki, when they come into the solar system again, the electromagnetic frequency of the planet is going to raise up, and it's going to create a great solar flash. And that great solar flash is going to knock out the biotonic grid node of the planet, which is going to shut down the matrix completely. So that's why I was saying, like in my last video not too long ago, I understand that people chasing money, they got jobs and shit like that, but at the same time, you can't really supplement your emotions to the point it becomes weaknesses, because everything in this system has a mandated cap. Everything has an expiration date. So you chasing money really don't mean shit, because the system is going to phase out anyway. So meaning that when the economy crashes, it's not going to be able to revitalize itself. Just like in the 1929 when we had the Great Depression and everything, that's when America lost its geographical landmass and turned American citizens into humanoid entities, because like I said, that's why we got Social Security cards, which is, one of the pillars of the matrix. Now, what you got to understand is that, all government laws are basically corporate internal laws, which is a commercial law. And a commercial law is basically a business transaction. And a business transaction, like when you get pulled over by the police, this is why you go to jail and stuff like that. And you always got to pay money, you know what I'm saying? Because everything, you know, that's conducive to the American system is a business move. So that's why I'm saying, like, as far as the corporation, when the system shuts down, none of this shit really matters in the first place. So therefore, since the United States is no longer a corporation, you know what I'm saying, it's not controlled by the aristocracy. So the Pope has been deposed, the Queen has been deposed, and the United States President has been deposed. And those are basically the three pillars that control everything in westernized society. So that means that you no longer fall under the 14th Amendment. So what you got to read is the federal laws and civil procedures. So, because that denotes the fact that there's a difference between a 14th Amendment citizen and a 9th Amendment citizen. One has legal status, one doesn't. So, which is in alignment to the 1724 Black Christian codes. Because when you consider yourself Black, African American, Negro, or colored, you fall under the Civil Mortuus principles that's propagated by the Black's Law Dictionary, meaning that you are civilly dead in the eyes of law, right? So since you're civilly dead in the eyes of law, you know what I'm saying, you cannot get, you can't reap the benefits of restitution, reparations, meaning that you are basically non-descendable. But like I said, since this corporation is phased out, you no longer fall under the 14th Amendment, because as the frequency in the planet is restoring the balance, you're going to reap the benefits of everything